Good morning, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, in whatever time zone you are. I hope you are having a good life and a good time. Thank you for taking time to tune into Mullen Cares. This is the channel where we share content about all lessons about life, about living abroad, living in the diaspora, and also raising children in different cultures. We all know that raising children is not an easy thing. There is no manual for parenting. Some things we learn as we go along, but raising children in this century, in these times, has also required us to be incredibly flexible, and we're learning much faster than we can imagine. So one of the things that I would like to share, I'm taking time off to make this video about kids and electronics and social media, and using it as a learning tool. Of course, many parents struggle to keep kids engaged and also to keep them off the screens, because when a child is on the tablet, they can hardly focus on anything. And for some people, it is a way to solve it is to completely discourage the use of it. Of course, we limit the use of screens, but let's also remember that technology is unavoidable in this day and age. You cannot avoid technology. You cannot avoid screens. You cannot avoid it. You cannot run away from it. You can actually make a good use of it and make an income from it. So what I want to share is 2 games. I had a very lovely time with my nieces, and I'm normally playing games on my phone. When I'm trying to relax, I take off time to play games. And so I was playing these 2 games, and my nieces were really interested because I normally play them with my daughter, and we take it for granted. And they were really interested and saying, "What are you playing? What is it?" Because it has also some interesting sounds. So we played this together for the first time, and I had such a lovely time playing with them. But also, I realized that they can learn something from some of these games. So I'm going to share 2 of the games that they really enjoyed, because, you know, my nephew came to me and, sorry, that was a nice lady saying good morning and telling me that my car is a little bit too close to hers and she's afraid to scratch my car. Very kind people. So anyway, my nephew came to me and said, "Oh, thank you for introducing me to this game. I'm learning some math." So I'm gonna share 2 games that you can also encourage your children to play, which can improve their math skills, but also their critical thinking skills, and also their strategic thinking, like thinking ahead, 2 steps ahead. So enjoy these games, and if you didn't already, please take time to subscribe and be part of our community where we share interesting things with each other. So the first game that I'm going to share is this one. It's called 2248, and basically in this game you are practicing your multiplication tables, you're practicing your numbers, you're practicing your coordinating and matching numbers together. So first of all, of course, it's a free game, so it has ads. But what you need to do, what the child needs to do, is look at 2 numbers which are the same. First of all, when you tap them together, and they have to be in a way that you can connect. So for example, this 2 can be connected to this 2, can be connected to this 2. That is the first thing. So as you can look above, as you connect the numbers, the total of the numbers is, first of all, added. So first it's 0, then 2 and 2 is 4. 4 and 2, 4 by 2 is 8, and then by 2 there. So 8 becomes the new block. So you've created a new block by adding these numbers. The numbers have to be next to each other. You can connect them horizontally, diagonally. And that is so cute because when we were playing the game, my nephew could not say diagonal and he kept, trying to say the word diagonal. So this is also learning some new words. So there is here an 8 and an 8. The combination of the two makes 16. So that's the first thing that you need to look at, the numbers that are the same and can be connected to each other. And every time you connect the next number, you actually keep accumulating and adding them up. And the total number where you stop is the new block you create. So here is 4 and 4 and 4. Now, it's already forming 16. So now, if 4, what's the double of 4? 4 times 2, for example, is 8. So actually 8 can connect to can be the next block if you've added 2 4s or 3 4s or 4 4s. And the next you can connect is 16. So I had to pause that because there was a notification. The next you can connect is 16. So we'll get to that again later. So let's find some numbers that connect well together. 4 and 4 connects. And if you try to connect it to a number that is not a double of it, it will not work. So then my new block is 8. Now I'm going to look for two numbers that connect and go to the next one. For example, 32 connects to 32, connects to 32. But what's 32 times 2? Okay, this is 64. And so I can now continue with 64. 64 can connect to another 64, can connect to another 64. If there is no other 64 to connect to, I can actually connect to this 128, or I could connect to this 128, or this one, and this 128. So see, the total of it is going to form at the top. If you see the top block in green is saying 1024, because that's the sum, the multiple total. So now I have created a new block. That was what the highest block that I have, 1024. I get congratulated. I get a reward actually, which I can claim. So to claim a reward, you have to watch an ad. So I'll pause it right there. So since this is a free version, you always have ads. But I've also gotten myself some new coins, which I can use later. So we're gonna go to, for example, I have these 8s, 8 and 8, 16 by 2 is 32, by 2, it's already by 2. So the double of 8, I have to look for the double of 8, and that's 16. So I can actually connect to 16. And there's another 16 to connect to. And diagonally, I can now connect to 32. That's the double of 16. So you really need to know your 2 times table, or how do you double a number. And I can connect all these. The double of 32 is 64. I can connect to 64. And I love the sounds because every individual number has its own sound. 64, the double of it is 128. So I can connect to 128. And that's the furthest I can go. There are no numbers next to it that I can connect. So you see, I try, nothing works. And when I stop there, my new block is going to be 512. You see it at the top. So there I have a new block. And I get an ad break. And I'll get a £5 reward. So I will pause there for the... And so there is my new block, the 512. So one of the strategy thinking that you have to encourage the child to do, of course, it's very easy. For example, say 2 and 2 is 4. Get a new block of 4. 4 and 4 is 8. Get a new block of 8. That's easy, but if a child is younger, then you really encourage them to find the pairs, to find the numbers that are the same, that can connect. For a child who is a bit older and knows a bit of their multiplication tables, you're really trying to encourage them to connect as many numbers as possible, so they have to think ahead before they press. So for example, I have my 16, which connects all the way, and then the double of 16 is 32. And so I can actually make a long streak And the double of 32 is 64. And I can go there, 64. But I could also, instead of going to that 64, I can take this double, which is 128. And then that's the furthest I can go. And now I have a new block. Outstanding. Now for a child, this is very nice when you keep seeing these encouraging words like well done, outstanding, super. So it has really some nice encouraging words. So let's go again. 128. And that's the furthest I can go. I have a new block. And I have also 260 diamonds. I actually don't know what I use those for, but those are, I just like to get them. Okay, so I've been gifted a block. Thank you very much. Now, where do we go? I have here 128 and the double is 256. So I have a new block. So I'm getting bigger and bigger blocks. The biggest block I have so far is 2048. I have here 1,000. So actually in my previous games, I went all the way. So sometimes you have to think strategically, because if I stop here, if I take this direction, I don't go very far. But if I go here, I can also take this 16 out, make a new block, and now I have 64, 64. Let's see. I have the fun of trying to make as many numbers as possible, because the more numbers you link, the higher your new block. So I want to make really big blocks. So this and this is 512 and 512. The double of that is 1024. So I just made a new block. 2000. Well done. I don't want any offer, so I say no thanks, and still I get a. Now the good thing about this game also, when you play it with a child for the first time, encourage them to press the cross when they get an ad so that they cancel the ad. Also encourage them not to press anything, because sometimes you can, if your Gmail account is connected to a payment method, if they press something, they can actually end up purchasing things. So teach them and talk to them not to press that, because that means they might actually get you into a purchase, like, buy a new game or something. So when I was playing with my nephew, I kept telling him, whenever that comes up, I say, no, you don't click get, you just cancel. So I was also teaching them that part. So let me see. 16. Oh, this is lovely. If I start here, go there, 16, 16. The double is 32, 32. It is 64, 64, 64, 128, 128, 256. That's the farthest I can go. Yay! I just got a new block. Glorious. How nice to read that. Then let's see if I can get, oh, this is lovely. If I start here, and then 8, 8, then 16, 16, 16, 16, 32, 64, 64, 128, 128. Woohoo! This is a new block of 1,024. Extraordinary. I love to see that. I'm also like a kid. I love to be praised. Now I have a new block. So let's see. I'm going to fasten this up. Let's see. I'm going to speed this up. 8, 8. So the game ends when you're out of moves. Like there are no possible moves. There are two numbers similar next to each other. And you can choose to keep playing by either, if you have enough, like those little diamonds, I have 270. For 270 diamonds, you can keep playing, but I only have 221, so I can't do that. Or you can watch an ad and you get more 135. So I watched an ad and I got 135 diamonds. So now I have 356 diamonds. If I say I spend 270, then I can keep playing. So I get the option to smash a block to remove. And if I can see which one to remove, I can see one that is between two blocks. Let's see. That's actually tricky. I'm gonna try this. If I smash that and I smash it out, and then I'm still out of moves, so I will just end the game and say no thanks. Are you sure you will reset your current game? So I'll get to the score of 0 because I already had quite a high score, but I really don't mind. This was for the demo, so yes, I'm sure. Game over, and that was my score. So that was my score, and if I want to play then again, I will have to start a new game, and I can start from any of these. But if I have 86 diamonds. If I want to start from higher, then I have to spend 100 diamonds, which I don't have. I can always watch an ad to get 100 diamonds, but I don't want to do that. I'll just close this game. This was for demo. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that this is a nice game for you to introduce to your kids, and also for you to relax, numbers and everything. And in the next video, I will show another game that I play, which is also quite interesting, that is to do with numbers and math. So thank you.